Welcome back, watch fans. Another unboxing and review on the channel, and another Hamilton. Love this brand. I've talked about it before. I'm very impressed with both the history. Of course, Hamilton, well known as having ties to the American military and, of course, the railroad industry. Hamilton, as a company, started way back in the 1892, matter of fact, year in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And their early models actually gained what they called prominence by becoming the watch of the railroad industry. And of course, they made pocket watches back then, and having accuracy was very important. Naturally, when World War I came along and eventually World War II, soldiers needed accurate timepieces. So Hamilton, being an American watch company, was the easy go-to for military or field style watches. So they started to manufacture watches for the military in the early, it was 1914, give or take. And of course, that would be around about, let me look that up actually while I'm talking about it. It seems as though 1942, well, I guess soldiers began to use their watches as early as World War I. And Hamilton was a military contractor as of, that's right, 1914. I was right. 1917, officers began wearing this timepiece that had large numbers on it. They called it the field watch at the time. And eventually in World War II, by 1942, Hamilton became the official watchmaker for the US military and stopped making watches for the public, focusing only on soldiers because timekeeping was so important. And I reviewed a Hamilton Khaki that was a quartz version before, and now I have another Hamilton that I will show you all the goodies for. Comes with a nice little manual that nobody will read, of course. Customer service, Hamilton's big on customer service. Of course, Hamilton eventually was picked up by a company that was bought by the Swatch Group. This one is blank, so it has never been sold, which is not accurate, but it's hard to tell when it was actually made. This is a model. This is the Hamilton Khaki Automatic. Aha. This is not the current version though. This is the prior version. And I grabbed it. I like the polished center links on this particular model versus the ones that are all brushed. And you see you got a little micro adjust, of course, not on the fly. I also thought this one was interesting because if you see this, you got the little red second hand, of course, which is very cool. But even more than that, you've got this little bit of red markers on those outside indices. I just thought it kind of had a really cool classic look. I love all of the numbers on the dial. I love that classic kind of field watch look. The dimensions are excellent. The bracelet is very well done. Let me show you the articulation on there if I can. It's great. It's no, J style or Jubilee, but so good, so well made. Very smooth, very solid, great watch. This one is the 40 millimeter. It does come in a 42. Nice little bit of turned down lug on that. Let me show you the dimensions here real quick. I think that it's labeled at a 40 and 11.5 thick, but 40.1 diameter, 11.9 right in the center. That is a little bit of a domed sapphire. It does have some AR coating, but not too much. And lug to lug, see if I can snag that. It's always tough to measure. It's about 49, so not your smallest wearing 40 millimeter watch, but at the same time, it's maybe a little bit under 49 right there. This one actually has the prior movement. It's the ETA 2824-2, which is considered you can actually see it labeled on the back there. I don't know if you can make that out, but ETA 2824-2. The model number of this is, like I said, it's the predecessor, and it is the let's see, make sure I get that right. H705950. Again, 40 millimeter, and that ETA caliber 2824-2 has 38 hours of power reserve. The newer versions of these come with what they call the H10, and I'm sure they had a moniker to label this ETA movement as in-house, but today they call it the H10. It does have the 80-hour power reserve. It's based on the Powermatic 80, and also, of course, a good movement, regardless of what I have read. I mean, here and there, I've never had a problem with a Powermatic 80 movement. I love the long power reserve, but this workhorse movement seems to be perfect for a durable field watch. And that is why I was interested in this classic clasp with a push button. Let me try that on so you can see it on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Of course, wearing the Panerai PAN 104 today on the Erica's original strap. Love this thing. It's so comfortable for heavier watches. Let's take a look at this one on the wrist and let you see it. Well done, Hamilton. Got the history. You got the signed clasp, of course. You have a signed crown. Movement feels very, very good. This one is not a screw down crown. This one has 100 meters, I believe, of water resistance, which is fine for most purposes, but nothing that you're going to take scuba diving, so to speak. 20 millimeter lug width makes it easy to swap out straps. I really like these on leather or on rubber or silicone. They are quite strap monsters. And I'm going to try to show you the loom here, but I'll post a video or a photo at the end that will show the loom, because I think that it's important to note that the numbers are loomed. I will admit it is not the greatest loom around. It did not last all night long, so to speak. At 2 in the morning, it was beat out by the Seiko, etc., that I was looking at. However, I do like the fact that all the numbers are loomed, and that dial is really what it's all about. Awesome watch. If you guys have any watches you want me to take a look at, shoot me an email and I'll let you know how to send them my way. And I will take a look, or just list what you think I should look at. I'll see if I can scrounge one up. Thanks for watching.